Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Friend Friday. As always, I'm super excited to be here. I'm going to continue a little shucking and jiving until I know that someone is seeing us and connecting with us because I don't want you to miss out on my spectacular guest today. So I'll just talk about me. If this is the first time you've been here for a Friend Friday, welcome, welcome. I am Mel Morris with Mel Morris Coaching, and almost every Friday, except for one out of the year, out of the month, I bring on a spectacular guest. Good, I see. I bring on a spectacular guest with me, and today is absolutely no exception. Um, This is a person who, I don't know, we met probably about a year and a half ago at this point, and she just is doing really incredible work. And I know you all are going to love her so much. So let me pop down and pop her up. I love that it always gives like a countdown. Ta-da! To Vicky. Hey, Vicky. Wait, I can be really cute. And boom, pop your name in there. Welcome, welcome, Vicky. How are you
Hey,
today?
I am great. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Vicky, yeah, like I said, every week, I bring folks on, I bring ladies on who are doing spectacular things. You certainly are someone who has really been like, I've loved watching some of the evolution that you've had in the time that I've known you, really building your business up some. I mean, you take amazing pictures, which, yay. But I love the fact that, and I'll let you talk about specifically what you do. But I love that your focus is on body confidence and not just weight loss or not just mindset or, any of that, that you really like are embracing that confidence. So Vicky is a body confidence coach. And Vicky, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Yes. So I just want to clarify what a body confidence coach is because most of the people are like, oh, that sounds interesting. Well, I have no idea what it is, right?
Right.
So, so body confidence, my definition of body confidence is really the impact of how you feel within yourself and how you feel about your body on your ability to be successful. So, in other words, and here we are, it's 5 minutes, and my son already interrupts.
Then
So,
I told Vicky everybody that this is like a safe space. We love the babies. So hi, little
say
one.
hi. Say hi.
Hi.
No, yeah, yeah, no, okay? Okay.
Now, see, this is
Uh,
the beautiful thing about, being a mom and doing all these incredible things is that your babies get to be around you while you're growing. And how amazing is it
yes.
to promote confidence and your kids get to see that every single day. So,
Right, right. And the other one is sleeping in
yeah.
her chair there. So, anyways, so yeah, so in other words, basically is how you feel about yourself and how you see yourself really, and how you feel inside. Um, greatly impact your success in life. And when I talk about success, I'm not just talking about work success or business success. I'm talking about in your life in general with your relationship, your family, etc. So that's what body confidence is. So it includes, yes, weight loss for those who wants to lose weight, but it also includes mindset. It also includes stress management and all, like, it's very, very wide. And the purpose of body confidence is really to get to the root of what is really happening and address that. Because weight loss, if you're enrolled in a weight loss program, they're
Mhm.
going to go at the surface level, right? So their main purpose is for you to lose weight. No matter what it takes, you're going to lose weight.
Right.
So usually it's fitness and nutrition. So you're going to do an exercise and you're going to cut your calories, and that's what you're going to do for a certain period of time, and wow, you're going to have amazing result, and oh my god, this program works. And then you go back to life, and stress happen and life happen, and then you put on the weight because you start eating like crap again because it's your default setting, and you put back all the weight and you have to start again. Body confidence is, yes, I help the women with the weight loss, but in a way that it creates habits, and not just do this for a certain amount of time and starve yourself until you're so tired that you just eat a bunch of ice cream after, right? So so that's what body confidence is.
Yeah.
And it's really really important for me because I lost the business because I didn't have body confidence. I lost the business because I was not willing to put myself out there because I was not comfortable in my body. I didn't like my body at all, and there was a lot of things going on in my life that I was not in a happy place. And so at one point in my business, someone said, "But you need to get out there and put your face out there because it's your business."
Right.
And I said, "Oh, you know what? It's not about me. It's about the service I provide. So I don't need to be out there." But really, what I told myself was, no, 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 I cannot be the face of my business because, look at how I look and look at, all the things that are happening in my life. And so I hired a friend that I thought she was beautiful, and I hired her to be the face of my business.
Wow.
And I didn't want to go and do some all the things that you need to do, right? To run a business. I was just in my apartment working on my website, changing fonts and stuff like that.
Right.
But not promoting my business, not promoting myself because I was ashamed of how I looked.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And that's just, I mean, that's, I think so many people, and I'd love, for anybody listening to chime in. And hi, Wanda, and hey, Jocelyn, thanks for joining us. But how many of us, her son is like, I need to to read right now. But how many of us have, had this experience where no matter how beautiful other people tell us we are, right? We have this feeling that we're not enough, or that, it's whatever I did isn't enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not thin enough. I'm not whatever enough. I absolutely have been there before. I have gone through so many iterations of being happy with myself or not. And it's so important that, we get to this point where we understand where that comes from.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
and in your explanation of kind of what you do, I feel like I'm going to weave in what we've been talking about this week. So this week, the first card that, we looked at as we've been going through these lessons in the tarot is the Hermit card, right? And so the Hermit card, the Hermit really is about us. It's about introspection, right? It's about us going within and figuring out like what's really going on. What's the root of how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, and really listening to that inner voice. Like you have to start there. It sounds like instead of doing that, you were like, I got to find this beautiful friend and use her, right? Versus like really starting with you and saying, okay, what is going on? Why am I feeling this way? Right. So, I think, starting with, again, that introspection and where are we, what is happening, how do I take the next step, and create those goals for myself. So, so thank you for sharing that story. And I'd love to hear kind of what was the change then for you.
Well, I want to say something because we hear a lot about body acceptance, and you have to
Mhm.
accept your body, you have to love yourself, and it's really good and noble to do
That's a
and
great
say
word.
that, but it's very difficult to do when you don't you just leave it at the surface and you say, oh yeah, I love myself, so okay, I'm gonna change my mind about losing 10 pounds, and let's say that I'm happy the way I am and I accept myself now. Well, that's
Mhm.
not gonna last
Yeah,
because it's not true. It's
right,
not true. If you do want to lose 10 pounds, do it. There's nothing wrong with wanting to lose some weight, but the thing is, we usually attach the weight loss with the solution. We say,
right,
oh, if I lose weight, then I'm going to be happy. No, because underneath the weight loss, there's still some crap going on.
right,
So you have to dig more than just the
right,
nutrition and
right.
the fitness, right?
Yeah.
So what was your question?
So I was just
Sorry.
really just kind of like, what was, what was it, once you, I'm assuming that at some point, you did have that conversation with yourself, right? Where you're
Right,
like, okay, what's really going on here? And
right,
what do I need to do next? What's the next
right.
step? So
And
what was that for you? Yeah.
I did the weight loss thing, right?
Right.
I did all of those diets and all of those things.
And it's never that.
Um,
It's never
it's
that.
never
Anybody
that.
who's ever lost weight, I can't even tell you. There's probably, I mean, hundreds, I'm sure hundreds of pounds I have put on and lost over my lifetime, back and forth.
Yes, yeah. Uh, and so and so I tried that and I lost weight and I was at my skinniest when I realized that I'm not happier.
Yeah.
I'm not. In fact, I feel sick. I
Mm,
feel weak, and
mhm.
I'm like, that's not what I was hoping for. That's not what I was looking for.
Right.
So I really stopped and looked at, okay, what's not working?
Mhm.
What's not working in my life right now, beside the business, because it was, as I said, I lost it.
Mhm.
So but beside the business, why am I here now
Mhm.
with that issue? And I was an overweight kid, so it's not that I put on weight during that time, is I was already overweight. Um so I really dig and see what was not working in my life, and for what was not working for me at that moment was my relationship.
Okay.
My personal relationship was I was unhappy, unfulfilled. I um it was like a friendly relationship, not even love anymore, and so I had to start there and clean that up first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as soon as, we split officially, not living together and all of that stuff, as soon as that happened, I lost 2 pounds that week.
Okay.
And maybe some people will say, oh, 2 pounds, that's not a lot. But that's a lot when you've been struggling and trying to lose weight and you do all the right things
Mhm.
and you jump on the scale and it's higher. And you're
Right.
like, what?
Right. Right.
What
What
the heck is
happened? Right.
happening?
Yeah.
And emotion have a physical weight on your body.
Mm.
So if you're not handling your emotions,
Right.
you're going to feel it on your body. It's going to be like a brick on your shoulder. So I started there, and clean up.
Mhm.
And then I went into the nutrition. I studied nutrition and all of that.
Mm.
Um, and I became certified as a clinical weight loss practitioner.
Right.
So I started there, but I didn't approach it in a way of I want to lose weight now. I approach
Mhm.
it in a way I want to change my life. What do
Yeah.
I have to do?
Right. Yeah.
And it came because I was pregnant with my son. And for the first time in my life, I felt like I could eat anything that I wanted and not feel guilty about it because I
Okay.
was pregnant. So I was like, it's for
Ah,
the
right, right,
baby.
right, right.
It's for
Yeah.
the baby. Ice
Right.
cream, it's for
I'm
the
eating for
baby.
two now, right?
Right? For the baby.
Right.
So, and I remember thinking to myself, I want to feel that way every day of my life and not have to be pregnant to feel this way.
Okay.
So what can I do um, with the way I eat
Mhm.
that provide that feeling for me that I don't have any craving, I don't need to eat all the time, and I feel great, and I don't feel
Mhm.
restricted. I don't feel like I starve myself or anything like that. So it's really when I looked at it from a habit standpoint and not a diet.
Okay. Right. Right. Exactly.
That
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
change. Yeah.
And so that's a great segue into. Oh, I hear the baby is awake now.
Yeah, I'm gonna put her soother, but I'm right here. I'm right here.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'll keep talking. So that's perfect that it really leads us into our next card, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And, there's a lot involved with the Wheel of Fortune that we talked about on Wednesday, but really it is about not just cycles, not just, things moving continuously. But I think, even in your story, Vicky, moving from having that introspection, stopping what you were doing and saying, okay, wait, let me back up and figure out what's really going on. It's not the weight that I'm having a problem with, right? And then realizing, as you move forward, like, great, you got out of that relationship and, but now, right, you had these ups and downs, but now you're moving forward and it's like having that realization that I don't have to be here, right? So one thing that the Wheel of Fortune teaches us is that, no matter how low things are, like it's a wheel, right? It's going to keep turning, right? You're not going to be there forever. And the reverse is true too. Like there are high highs you can have, you're going to have lows again, and that's okay, right? And so, I mean, when we think about weight loss, I mean, from my perspective, and certainly, I want you to elaborate on this, but, weight loss is a constant journey, right? Just the weight loss itself. Forget about the mindset. Your weight is always going to go up. That happens, your videos, when you talk about, like, even in a day, your weight can
Yes.
fluctuate. Like, what was it,
Yeah.
up to 4 pounds? Is that what you
Four
said?
pounds. Yes. 4 pounds a day.
So, when you think about the weight piece of that, right? And the fact that ups and downs are always going to happen and preparing yourself for the ups and downs that are going to happen, the same holds true, emotionally, right?
Yeah.
Emotionally, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. If you're still stuck in that mindset, she wants your attention. You better
I
get
don't
that,
know
baby.
what is happening with my kids. I'm right
Um,
here. I'm right here.
No, you're good. But when you think about your life and your emotions, and in this context, when you think about what's going to happen if I eat this thing again, there's a baby. I absolutely love all things babies. So, but when you think about your life, downs, and the emotions of what's going to happen, think what that means, right? If you're in your low and you're trying to lose weight, or you're having a crappy day or whatever, if comfort means eating crap,
Mhm.
chances are you're going to eat crap and make an excuse about it, right?
Right.
But if you're able to prepare yourself and learn that lesson that, I'm not going to be here forever. This is a temporary thing. Then you can start to build on creating better habits, not just focusing on being depressed if you get on the scale and you've gained 2 pounds, right?
Right.
So, please, continue with kind of what that momentum then looked for you after you realized, I want to feel like this all the time. I want that freedom.
Right. And I just want to say that you're gonna eat crap. Like there's no such thing as perfect diet, perfect eating, perfect
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna eat crap, and it's okay. Actually, it's better that than you starve yourself and then you try you
Right.
start like just eating
Yeah.
crap every day.
Right.
Once in a
Right.
while, it's okay. It's okay, you know.
Yeah.
So what I realized after, the nutrition and all of that is then my mom got sick.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom got sick with a neurodegenerative disease called Lewy body dementia. So it's like a mix of Alzheimer, Parkinson, and hallucination dementia.
Mm-hmm.
So and I started looking at her life and I started looking at my life. And I realized that I was a perfect mirror to my mom's life.
Yeah.
I wasn't taking care of myself. Everybody else was more important than me, etc., etc. And when I look at my mom, she passed a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at my mom's life, my mom never really stood up for herself.
Mm-hmm.
And she devoted her life to her family,
Okay.
to my sister, my dad, and me. She had no friends. Like it was just us,
Yeah.
you know. And towards like before being diagnosed, she was in depression. She was
Mm-hmm.
suffering from anxiety, but she was not the suicidal depression.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
she was just not there was something missing and
Yeah.
she couldn't say, right? And I strongly believe that your emotion is linked to the disease that you have. So I strongly believe that the way that she was being and not taking care of herself
Mm-hmm.
brought that disease on her.
Right.
And it made me realize, I don't want to end my life in a hospital, not able to move, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and I said, what is it? What is it on the emotional side? What is it that I can do not to be there? And then that's when I started realizing that the weight is just a tiny part of it. It's just a very tiny part of it. It's like the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
That's the weight.
Yeah.
And there's the whole iceberg below. And most of the time, we're not willing to look below because it hurts,
Yeah.
because it's painful.
Absolutely.
And we numb, and you know, I'm guilty of that. We numb our feelings. Um, with food,
Yeah.
with indulgence, whatever. We numb our feelings because we don't want to feel because it's so painful.
Yeah.
And it's really to be willing to look at it and be willing to do something about it. And it's not always a big thing that is happening in your life. It
Right.
may be like a tiny thing and you don't even realize it. They call it the silent stress. The silent stress is something that is bugging you, but you got used to it. So you're like, nah, whatever,
Right. Yeah.
But even if on the surface you say whatever, it's still there. It's still
Absolutely.
there, and it impacts your body. It impacts how your organs and all of this, your metabolism, everything works.
Right.
So it's important to dig deeper than just the nutrition and look at. My son is just out there today, and
He's like,
he's
yes, I have an audience today.
he's
I'm
super
not mad
calm
at
usually.
it. Oh, good.
Yeah, children express themselves, right? So it's really to dig deep and be willing to look at it from the perspective of, no, I'm not going to guilt myself for this. It's happening. Okay, I'm going to accept it. But now that I know it's there, now I can't ignore it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I just yesterday was talking about, that that idea of like you can't unknow a thing. Like once you know something, once you've discovered it, once you've figured it out, like you really can't pretend anymore. You can't fake it. You know, like,
No,
oh, I didn't even know that I could do this thing or be this way, or, it's like, you know it. You
right.
got to do it now.
You know it, and it's really it's like if your house is on fire and you're like, oh, okay, and you stay there and you don't do anything about
Right.
it. Well, I mean, it's gonna burn down.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I mean, right. There's some choices you got to make there, right?
right. So it's the
So,
same thing. It's the same thing, you know.
right.
And it's really important to to make sure that you are the number one priority in your life.
Yes.
It
Yes.
is imperative that you say,
Yes.
I am worth putting time aside in my day to take care of myself. And
Right.
I'm not just talking about, okay, I'm going to go and have a massage and I'm going
Right.
to do, it's not that. It's just being present with yourself and saying, okay, now I'm in touch with myself. I feel this way and I acknowledge I feel this way. So now I can change it.
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly. And, again, you keep throwing those softballs up for me to move us to the next card. So the last card of this week is the Justice card. And, there's a lot in the meaning of the Justice card, especially as we continue this path of learning. But the Justice card really is about, something I've been stuck on, I mean, always, but has really been a focus for me lately. And that is like finding your truth, you know?
Mm,
I mean, she's very much about balance, right? There's always the scales and things like that. So it is about balance.
mhm,
Um, but just as in the Wheel of Fortune, it's focusing and understanding and learning that there is an inevitability that things will happen. And so finding balance isn't a one-time thing, and
mhm.
if you can, learn that lesson of the hermit and go inside and really understand how you want to show up,
Yeah.
and you learn that, yes, things might be tough, but they're going to get better and it's always going to be a cycle, then you finding your truth is about making sure that you have a plan, right, that you can fall back on when things don't go well, right?
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm trying to curb my language today because I know there's babies around. So, um, but it is about getting to that space and time where you're weighing your options. Your house is on fire. Well, what do I want to do? Do I want to sit here and burn
Right.
down the house, or do I want to
Mama,
get out? Right?
Right.
going die.
And
Mama
it
said
can be
going
so
die.
hard.
She's going
Yeah.
die.
It can be so hard when
She's
you're at
going
that
die,
space.
Mama.
It's almost like I have to make a choice now.
She's going
Yes.
die.
You say you can't unknow that thing,
Yeah.
So
She's going die.
he's like, stop acting like you don't know I'm here. Stop it. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love
No, I thought she got
it. So I'm trying to, it's funny, I instantly went into like, oh, what can I do to distract him for you? Um, the me man in me is always trying to come up with a plan for events.
He's we won't be able to distract him because he wants water. He wants me to help him get water.
Oh,
So
water.
he's been
Oh.
trying to get my attention. I want water.
Well, I
It's
won't
fine.
keep you much longer, but I do want you to move. I do want you to tell us, like, okay, so you got to that point in time. You knew you needed to make some changes, and now you decide that you want to have this business where you're
Mhm.
able to kind of impart that wisdom on to other amazing people like yourself. So, what did that look like? What's that look like for you?
Well, before I answer that question, I wanted to come back to the balance.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
because I don't like to use the word balance,
Okay.
because balance for me is when you balance one side, that means that you have to sacrifice something on the other side so it's equal. I like to use harmony,
Mhm.
finding harmony, because the sacrifice is not necessarily there. It's
Mhm.
just finding a way so every side is happy.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say that
Balance is my word, not Vicky's.
yes.
And no, and I do. I totally understand that notion of, especially when it comes to food and weight loss, and
Right,
getting rid of that notion of sacrificing. Like I have to
right.
sacrifice something in order to lose this weight. And I totally get that, because
And
that
it's
was a
the
big
same.
barrier for me for a long time. Was like, oh, who's going to tell me I can't ever have sugar again, right? Because in my mind, that's what it meant to lose weight, right?
Yeah.
And so yes, I totally understand that.
And it's
Yes.
the same with when people say I try to find work-life balance. There's no such thing as work-life balance. You you get to find the harmony that works for you.
Mhm.
And from the outside it may look completely crazy. Like I'm telling you, my life looks completely crazy for most of the people. But for me, I have harmony in
Yeah.
it, and that's what matters,
Yeah.
right? And the same comes from, you said it earlier. The same comes from when when you feel good within yourself and in your body, like
Mhm.
about your body. It doesn't matter what other people say. It really doesn't. Like my husband at one point, he said, "Oh, okay, I love it. I love the way you are." And I'm like, "Well, honey, thank you, but I don't care, because at the end of the day,
I love it.
at the end of the day, it has to do with me,
Right. Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That keep telling me that I'm beautiful and you love
Right.
me. Like,
Right.
please don't
Right.
stop."
Right.
But I mean, it doesn't matter if you think that I should not lose weight or I should lose weight, or it really doesn't.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you feel?
Right.
It doesn't matter. Some women are overweight and completely confident and happy in their
Yeah.
body, and that's great.
Yeah.
you know and some women are skinny and they want to lose more weight because they're not confident and not comfortable in their body. So it's very, very personal and not external.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
external
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
so, yes, so your question, I keep
So
going back
that's
to stuff
okay.
and
No, no,
forgetting.
it's fine. So tell me how you got into, your current business,
Yeah.
and what that looks like.
Right. So for me, it's really, really important because of what I talked about previously. It's really important to help women feel comfortable, confident in their body, so it doesn't stop them and they don't
Right.
hide. They stop hiding. And that's the main purpose behind it, because I truly believe that every woman
Mhm.
deserves to be seen. And a lot of time, women, if they don't feel good about how they look, they have a tendency to hide.
Yeah. Right.
And hide can look like hide in the business, like I did, like hiring someone
Mhm.
else to be the face of your business, or not wanting to do some networking because you're like, oh
Right.
my god, or not wanting to be on stage. And stage these days look like what we're doing now.
Yeah.
It's a
Absolutely.
stage,
Yeah.
right? It's not just physical, be on a physical stage in front of a crowd of
Right.
people, but all kinds of
It's
stage.
showing up. Yeah.
It's showing up. And if you're not comfortable doing that because you're worried that people will see your double chin, or people will see your flabby arm, then you're not going to be able to grow to the success that you want and deserve,
Right.
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And another place where it looks like having low body confidence is in your relationship and your intimacy,
Mhm.
and not just in bed with your partner, but your intimacy with other people and your friends and all of that, because you're not willing to open completely to
Right.
them because you don't feel comfortable inside.
Right. Yeah.
So that's how I help women with their body confidence. We cover nutrition, of course, because that's major, and also because the women I work with, they want to lose weight.
Mhm.
They want to lose weight,
Right.
and so I help them do that
Mhm.
in a very healthy way
Yeah.
and sustainable way, that when they stop working with me,
Right.
they can continue, and they know exactly. I educate them on how to be healthy,
Yeah.
not just do this and do that. I don't believe in meal plans. I don't believe in all of that thing. People don't count calories in my program. That's not,
Yeah.
and they still lose weight because it's a way of being and
Right.
living instead of a diet. So we touch on that,
Mhm.
nutrition, and also the emotion, the mindset, the
Yeah.
stress, because that's as I said earlier, it's the what you don't see of the iceberg,
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah,
right?
that's the biggest piece of it, in my
Yeah,
opinion, is
yeah.
just, where you are with it, how you feel about it, how you're willing. Another thing I've focused a lot about, is, this idea of, like, being uncomfortable, right? We as people don't wanna feel uncomfortable, and so we'll do whatever we can, avoid whatever we can to avoid being uncomfortable, but that never is gonna be the answer. That's never going to move you anywhere, being comfortable. So, getting to a space where, you understand that there is something deeper, there's something below the surface here of this iceberg, that no matter how much I weigh, there's still something about myself I need to work on, you
Right,
know?
right.
So, yeah, and I love that idea of being sustainable, right? I'm very much a supporter of, like, I don't want someone to feel like they have to pay me forever for my health,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Because to me, that's a sham, right? If
Mhm.
what I'm giving you, if it requires you to give me money forever, I'm not doing anything to help you, right?
Right, exactly.
And so that idea of, creating something that's sustainable for people, I mean, that's what's life changing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. And it's very simple, and it's a fun way to do things. As
Mhm.
I said, it's not about uh, being strict, cutting calories. I don't count calories. Never did. Never
Mhm.
did, by the way. Never counted calories. But I explain what is calories, just so my women, I work with women,
Yeah.
so the women understand that's what calories are.
Mhm.
um and then move from there and say, okay, this is what's going to serve you.
Right.
Like, instead of this, do this. And
Mhm.
then the goal is be free from dieting
Yeah.
forever, you know
Yeah.
because it's just, dieting is just patching.
Yeah.
It's just a band-aid on top of the boo-boo. Yeah.
In my opinion, not even a good Band-Aid. Yeah. No,
No, not even,
no, no. So
no.
I love it. I love it. Well, like I said, I don't want to keep you much longer for those babies because they're super cute, but and I could just look at them all day. I was just telling a friend, like, this year's been really hard because this is the first year ever. Like, I haven't seen my grandbabies, especially. I mean, I miss my daughters, but they're all grown up now. So, but I haven't got to see my babies all year, like, physically
Yeah.
be present with them. So yes, I'm a big advocate of everyone bringing their babies on. I'm perfectly okay with that. So thank you for sharing her.
Yeah. And
Others-
I don't know. I don't know about you, where you live, but here I'm in Canada, and we won't have any Christmas this year. Like we can't be in person.
yeah.
So I just told my sister and my dad that we're just gonna all buy a turkey and eat in each other's face on camera. That's pretty much what's gonna happen.
Everybody gets cameras for Christmas, right? So we can all stay in touch. Exactly. Yeah, and even that, and as I think about weight, especially, and this idea too of like everybody's this year has seen a lot of us like packing on the pounds because I'm just home.
Mm,
I'm not, out and about. And again, going back to that mindset of, if you have something sustainable, if you've learned, a way of living your life, then, yeah, maybe there was a phase that you went through that you just kind of lost track of what was going on, but you have that skill, you have that knowledge of being able to get yourself back on track this year.
you can go back. You're able to go back when you understand how to do it. And the programs out there on weight loss and fitness, they don't tell you how to. They just say, do this,
Right.
do this, and that's it. That's the explanation.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work long term. It just give me
No.
No, I'm done.
no. I'll be there in a moment.
But yeah, all right, Vicky. So I'm gonna
Sure.
would love for you to tell everybody how they can connect with you.
Yes.
And I'm gonna put boom this up here on the screen.
Yes.
And is this the best way for people to reach you? Are you, connecting with new folks? I know that you have some opportunities to engage to connect with you online as well. So if you can
Yes.
take a second to tell us about that.
Yes. So this is my website.
Mhm.
And I have also a Facebook group called The Body Confidence for Female Entrepreneur. And you do not need to be an entrepreneur, like you live of it and all of that to be in the group. You can be an entrepreneur at heart. You have an idea or whatever, because mainly what we do in the group is I give you information on, yes, nutrition and all of that, but also mindset and how to apply it in your business, etc. So this is why it's a private group. Just ask to join, and then I'll be happy for you to join. And end of January next year, 2021, I have a program. Okay, okay, Kenan. I'm starting a group program,
Oh,
and it's called the Body Empowerment Club. So if you go on the website vickyrolfe.com, and in the service section you will see all the information that you need. So I would be more than happy to support. I only take a few women, so hurry up if you're interested.
awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you to the babies for being as patient as
Thank
they
you.
possibly could.
Yeah, well,
And that you have for Vicky, make sure you connect with her on the website. You can, feel free to put questions in here too, and we'll come back and answer them for you. But thanks for being here. I want everyone to have an amazing, amazing weekend, and we'll see you next week. Stay magical.
and I'm happy to go back if anybody has any question. I'm happy to go back and answer the questions as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Vicky.
Thank you, and thank everyone for your patience with my kids as well.
See ya.
Thank you. Bye.